Good day and welcome back to the Vitality Project. I'm Dr. Bob. Yesterday, we completed what has been several days of our reviewing ways in which we can nurture our creative souls, not only ways that we can, but ways that we must nurture our creative sides or our souls, as we've been talking about it, if we're truly going to thrive rather than simply survive in our lives, especially in a time like what we've all been through in recent months, this dreadful international, what I'm calling QuaranTime. And we're certainly not done here at the Vitality Project in terms of exploring the many advantages that come from doing the best we can to live creative lives. But I want to touch this week also on one other, what we've been calling vitality signs, that is essential domains in our lives, which really deserve our complete attention. For purposes of our conversation the next few days, this other domain I'm going to be referring to as the shadow. Let me say more about that. Our personal shadows, after the pioneering work of the Swiss psychiatrist Carl Jung, our personal shadows represent those aspects of our being which we just as soon not let others, or oftentimes even ourselves, know much, if anything, about. Now, why is that, do you think? You see, the mask I show you, what Jung called the persona, the mask I show you does not risk your disapproval, whereas my shadow, the things that are behind my mask, do. You know, we've discussed shame here at the Vitality Project at length in previous posts, and I'm sure we'll be discussing it more. In fact, we just had a Facebook Live event today where that was the focus of the conversation with Kara from South Africa. And one of the things that goes with shame is a biological reaction, and that biological reaction is associated with high stress. That is, when we disclose something or something is disclosed about us that is shameful. And it's rooted in the fact that we are evolutionarily wired to depend on one another. So to be judged negatively, much less out and out rejected, translates directly into our bodies and then into our brains as being virtually equivalent to suicide. So why would I want to risk that? That begins to give you a sense of why it is that we're so secretive, hidden about our shadow side. We do not dare risk rejection. So for today's homework, I'd like to request that you pause for a moment and reflect on those areas of your life that you prefer keeping private, specifically now, for fear of them being found out, and then presumably being judged or rejected for them. I'd like to ask that you let this be an exercise in compassion. And so as you self-examine, do so gently. There's no reason that you should necessarily share what you come up with anyone else. I'm not assuming that unless you're comfortable. But what we'll do is we'll come back tomorrow and begin to explore what's to be done with our shadows, because that's really what we're doing here, is a shadow excavation exercise. And I'll be looking at, over the next few days, why shadow work may well be needed to be added to our own individual, what I think of as vitality projects. What is it that we need to do to keep ourselves vital and alive, and with the aim of thriving, with the aim of self-fulfillment, with the aim of actualizing all of our potentials. And this piece of looking at and working with the shadow is a significant piece that we need to add to the menu. Thanks for joining me today here at the Vitality Project. I wish you well. Do please stay healthy, and I hope to see you here again soon. Thank you.